Queen Essence Empire. Discover beauty within. Hey Glam Babes, welcome back to another Queen Essence nail tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys 5 holiday nail art designs that you can add to your collection. This is going to increase your creativity as you being the nail artist and supplying the art. It's going to increase your client's creativity and your client's satisfaction. They are going to be so happy that you are learning the skills that you need to take their nails to the next level. Everybody loves a little accent nail, so this is going to be so cool for those who are looking to get into nail art and not really sure where to start. This is going to be just 5 designs that you can add, just kind of spruce your sets and spruce your creativity up a little bit. And cool thing about nail art, and the more you dive into it, the higher your profits are going to be, the more likely you are going to get tipped for your art as well. Clients love art. Even though you have clients who can't wear long nails, who can't wear certain designs at work, whatever the case might be in the career field, when it comes to them and their personalities within themselves, clients love art and clients love to compliment art. And if you are able to increase your client's nail set artistically without allowing them to break the bank in a major way, like let's say you're running a holiday special with 2 free accent nails. So now they're getting the regular solid design that they usually get. They're getting 2 free accent nails. This is going to allow you to increase your profits, because now not only are you practicing the nail art that you're doing, but this gives you a chance to actually charge for that nail art, because maybe when that special is up, you don't want to do 2 free accent nail designs anymore. Now you want to charge them the additional $10 to $15 that you should have been charging them. And 2, it creates a better environment for tips. Clients love to be satisfied. They love to be overly satisfied, and they love to be overly compensated. So if you are out here, you have this basic set that you can literally add a small little nail art design to and take that set over the top, they are going to love that. And they are going to keep tipping you, and they're going to keep returning because you keep sparking their artistic interest, and they absolutely love it. So I do recommend continuing to watch this video so that I can show you guys these 5 holiday nail art designs that are common designs that you are going to see on your feed this year. These are designs that you are going to see on your feed this year. You're going to see on clients this year. So I highly recommend getting skilled and practicing these different 5 designs, so that way when clients are coming in and they're showing you these inspo pics, you're not frowning your face up like, no, I can't really do that, or I'm not really sure how that technique goes or how that artist did that. This is what I can do. And your client becomes less satisfied. They become less wanting to pay. They don't really want to tip you because you couldn't do what they wanted you to do. So I definitely recommend adding these 5 nail art designs to your portfolio. So on today's tutorial, we are first going to be shaping the nail. Of course, I'm using my amazing silicone practice hand. You can get these off of Amazon. They're truly not as expensive as they used to be, like pre-pandemic or during the pandemic. They've gone a lot cheaper, especially since they're so in demand. So definitely swing over to Amazon if you're looking for a silicone realistic practice hand that comes with the nail pockets that you can just slide the acrylic that you can just slide the tip in. They have stands as well. This one is just super old and I bought it from somebody, so it didn't come with the stand, but I'm definitely going to invest in one for myself too, because I want the stand so that I can hold the hand up. Anywho, the 5 nail designs that we're going to be covering today, we're going to be doing a sweater design, we're going to be doing a cute snowman, we'll be doing a snowflake design. We're also going to be doing a peppermint design. And the very last but not least design, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I'm doing a giveaway on Instagram. If you've checked out my Instagram page, or if you're following Queen Essence Empire on Instagram or Leah A on Instagram, you know that we are doing a Christmas or a holiday season giveaway, which means the rules of the giveaway are I send you a care package with maybe about 4 or 5 of your favorite products from our product line, full size, for free. All you have to do is follow Queen Essence Empire on Instagram, follow Aaliyah A on Instagram, come over to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it's a scavenger hunt. You have to stay tuned and watch this video all the way until the end, so that you can see what that 5th design is going to be. Once you have that 5th design, you have to go back to our Queen Essence Empire page. You have to comment what that design is. So we know we have 4, right? You have to come back to the Instagram and you have to either comment all 5 or that one missing one. So, we've got the sweater design, we've got the peppermint, we've got the snowman, we've got the snowflake, but there is one missing. There is one missing piece to the 5 holiday nail art design video, and you have to stay tuned and watch the video to figure out what that last design is going to be. Once you know what that last design is going to be, head over to our Instagram page as fast as you can, drop it in the comments of the giveaway post, and then a winner will be selected. I'm thinking around December the 15th is what I'm thinking. I pre-recorded this video, but I'm not going to release the giveaway details until Friday, December the 1st. It's Wednesday, November the 29th right now, but I'm thinking about running the giveaway from December 1st to maybe the 15th, or maybe like the 10th or something like that. Like not whole December, because I want to do something else for the other half of December. But yeah, so this is going to be a part of a giveaway. So you won't know what that 5th nail design is going to be until after we do the application. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you guys. So after the application, after we do our shaping, our filing, all that good stuff, after we do our practice, and then we get down with the nitty gritty, we get down to the nail art, then I'll let you guys know what that 5th design is going to be. So if you're here from YouTube, hey y'all, welcome to Queen Essence Empire, where we show you the ins and outs of our beauty company. We want you to be able to discover your beauty within and also educate and show your clients their beauty within. So that's what our YouTube page is here for, is to teach you the ins and outs of our nail company. We also have a lot of administrative tips and business tips that we show for you guys as well. And I'm also going to be dropping a nail series that's going to help you guys get your nail tech license, because I want you guys to be licensed. I want you guys to walk in rooms with licensed credentials and be able to sit in those seats and attend those meetings. So we're going to be diving into that as well. But today, y'all, let's get into this shaping. We're going to be shaping our nail tips. We'll do some application really quick, and then we'll get into these 5 nail tip designs. On this portion of the video, I'm just pre-shaping the tips, so that way when I go in with my application, it's going to be really easy for me to get the desired shape that I want, and it's going to be a very quick process. Like in all the videos, I do recommend that you guys grab your practice hands. I recommend that you grab whatever medium that you're going to be working with, whether it be acrylic, gel, whatever it is that you're working with, dip, whatever it is that you're doing. I recommend that you practice along throughout these videos. These videos, they're pretty lengthy. Like if we were in nail school, this would be like an hour-and-a-half class that we would be teaching. So I do recommend that you guys grab your supplies and follow along, because you find a lot of good tips and tricks throughout the video. I go over a lot of different things such as prep, shaping, application methods, 1-bead methods, 3-bead methods, filing techniques, buffing techniques, things that are going to allow you to take your nail services to the next level, things that you can offer to your clients for free that are not going to break your bank, but they're going to make your clients want to spend more bank. A lot of tips and tricks. So I definitely recommend you stay tuned and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we, of course, have a lot of good information coming. As you see right now, I am shaping the tips, and next steps, we're going to move into our application. The application portion of this video, it's, I want to say, between 10 and 15 minutes long before we move into the nail art. So if you're not interested in perfecting your application at the moment, you can totally skip over this part. All my students who are looking to get better application, stay tuned. All right, y'all, so I've got my tips shaped to the shape that I'm going to use. This is going to be about 2XL, 3XL, whatever. It's going to be longer than 1XL, I tell you that. It's going to be some long nails, because I like to have a big canvas to paint on when I'm practicing. It just makes it easier for me to see what I like, what I don't like, kind of perfect the skills that I'm working on. I prefer a larger canvas. Now, some nails are going to be short. Some people are going to want long nail designs on short nails, and you just want to be able to make things proportional to a short nail set, and that is totally okay. So now I'm going in with my application. Throughout this video, I mainly did a 3-bead method. I did my first bead for length, taking that first bead a little that's kind of in the middle, a little lower down to the free edge, taking that bead all the way down. I did the second bead for my apex. That's going to be that kind of middle nail, kind of closer to the cuticle, but not right at the cuticle. That's going to give me that strength that I need. And then I did my final third bead at the cuticle. That's going to allow me to create that bead at the cuticle so that it's nice and flush. My cuticle bead, my third bead, is the smallest bead of them all because I want the cuticle area to be nice and flush and kind of blending in with the customer's natural nail. Yes, I'm working on a practice hand. Yes, I understand that this is not a real client. Yes, I want you to still practice your 3-bead method. Still practice putting that smaller bead by the cuticle area because that's what you're going to have to do in the real world. So there's no reason to practice incorrect techniques. Also, practice building your apex on your practice hand. Why? Because you're going to have to build an apex in real life. And you don't want to have to build an apex in real life and you don't know where to put it, how to structure it, or what to do. And you just randomly put this third bead dead on top of the client's nail. It's not blended. It looks crazy. And then you're going to have to spend 30 minutes to an hour trying to file it and blend it and make it work out. So no, I recommend practicing building your apex on your practice hand. It's much harder to build an apex on a practice hand than a real human finger. So once you've got the technique down to building your apex on a practice hand, once you get into a real client and you have to build an apex, it's going to be like easy work. Acrylic's going to flow like butter because you're familiar with your technique and you're familiar with what you have to do. So as said before, grab your practice hands, grab whatever practice medium that you're going to be working with, and let's get to work. For the next 4 fingers, I am going to be simply doing application. So grab your brushes, ladies, and let's get to it. And remember, stay tuned to find out what the 5th nail design is going to be that we're going to be practicing today. And once you find out that 5th nail design, definitely participate in our giveaway because I'm going to be giving away some goodies that you guys are definitely not going to want to miss. These bath goodies are going to elevate your self-care experience and your bath experience. So you don't want to miss this giveaway. So stay tuned for that 5th nail design. I'm going to put on some music, y'all, and we're going to vibe out and practice for about the next 8 minutes or so. Damn, Peasy, that's fly. Damn, Peasy, that's fly. If you made it this far into the video, we are finally done with our application, and honestly y'all, it really didn't take long. So if you're still working on your application, it's totally okay. Speed comes with experience. Speed totally comes with experience. When I first started doing nails, I was not doing one hand of XL application in 10 minutes. It truly was not happening like that. It was probably taking like an hour. So please don't feel bad about that if you're not where you want to be with your speed. That comes with experience. The main thing you need to focus on is technique. technique. Once you have your technique down, you'll be able to fly through it in no time. That's when you can pull out your timer, time how long you're spending on certain steps, set different timing goals for yourself and all that good stuff. But you definitely want to work on technique before you work on your timing. Now I'm filing the nail tip that I have on my client here. I definitely recommend filing on the client's, on your mannequin hand as well. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you are working with a nail client, you are not able to pull that client's hand all the way up to your face. You're not able to turn the client's hand in all different type of shapes and directions. You're not able to bend it backwards to get certain nails out of your face. You're not able to do a lot of the stuff that you can do on a practice hand because your client is going to be screaming and in agony and pain, right? You want to try to practice the exact same steps that you practice on the nail client on the mannequin hand so that you're getting familiar with the process. You're familiar with how to hold your nail file. You're familiar with how to hold the client's fingers so that you're protecting their skin around the nail so that you're not cutting them. You're familiar with all those steps and techniques. So I highly recommend filing the nail as it's attached to the mannequin hand so that it's not causing you any trouble, it's not slipping off, it's not doing anything that wouldn't really happen if you were working on a real client. So I definitely recommend that. Now, what I'm doing right now is I am shaping the nail. Like I said, when your application is good and you pre-shape the nail tip, you don't have to spend a lot of time working on filing and shaping the nail. This segment of the video is probably all of two minutes at the most. Like, we just started and we're already on the index finger. It's about to do the thumb and about to move on to the next step. I do not spend a lot of time filing the customer's nail because I spend more time shaping and prepping before application, and it just makes it a breeze for me, and it's a lot less the acrylic dust flying all over the place. It's just a lot less going on. So I do recommend perfecting your application so that you don't have to spend a lot of time filing. Pre-cut your tips before you even apply your application. Pre-shape your tips so that you don't have to spend a lot of time doing anything. Like, one thing about entrepreneurship is I don't want it to be stressful when I'm doing my work. I want to be able to do a nail set with my eyes closed. I don't want that to be the stressful part of my job. I do not want my workload, especially for the business that I created within myself. I don't want to be sweating, dying. Oh, this is so hard. I don't want to be doing all of that. I want it to be a simple, easy process. True enough, there are going to be difficult clients. There are going to be difficult days. There are going to be products that don't work how they should. All that is going to happen. But it's never going to be, my liquid to powder ratio, so I got acrylic spilling all over the place. I'm never going to have that problem. It's never going to be, I can't shape this nail how I want it to shape. We're never going to have those type of technique problems. You don't want those type of problems. You don't have to have those type of problems as long as you practice, focus on your techniques. That's key. Now I'm taking my sanding band and I'm filing the surface of the nail now that I've got the acquired shape that I want. You can take your sanding band and you can file the sidewalls as well. I like to use my hand file on the sidewalls just because I feel like it gives me a more crisp, controlled shape. But you can definitely use your e-file. I've seen a lot of professional techs do it, so that's definitely a thing. Now I am taking my e-file just to kind of around the free edge here because I like that nice C curve. So I'm perfecting that as well, making sure that the end of the free edge is nice and crispy. I like a nice crisp shape, so that's what I'm doing. I recommend that you guys hold the sidewall of the client's fingers and hold that skin, kind of pull that skin back a little bit with your fingers and put your fingers in place so that way the client doesn't get cut at all. Because even though, you might not be as good with your e-file as you want, you may not be able to control it 100% how you want to. One, you're pulling the client's skin back, and two, it's your fingers that are there. If this e-file starts going crazy around the client's skin here, my fingers are there to protect the client. Yeah, I'm going to get cut up, probably, but I'd rather get cut than my client gets cut. I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I would rather it be me that I can handle myself than my client gets cut. Now she's screaming and hollering and claiming she want a free set. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not even going to put ourselves in those type of situations. Why? We protect the client. Protect the client's skin around the nail. It's little things that you can do that are going to save your behind. So do those little things. Don't try to cut corners. It never works out. And so right here, I'm just completing my shaping, completing my desired of what I want the nail to look like. I'm going to turn our music back on and we're going to complete this part, and I'll be back once we dive into our nail art. Right now, I'm just shaping the nail and I'm buffing. I'm going to put some oil on the nail when I buff, not on my mannequin hand, but on my real life clients. When you're working with your real life clients, I definitely recommend putting a little oil on the nail as you buff it. Just makes it for a nice, more clean, smooth surface. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Like I said, I do recommend pulling up your practice hand, grabbing up your files, your e-files, whatever you use to make that nail nice and crispy, and let's practice together. Damn, Peasy, that's fly. Alrighty, glam babes, so we are all done. I've got that dust removed from my mannequin hand. She is application applied, shaped, and ready to go. And now we are about to get into some nail art. I know that this is what you guys have been waiting for. We've got 5 holiday nail art designs coming up. And first we are going to start with our sweater nail that we're going to be doing on this pinky nail. So stay tuned as I show you guys how to do this. First, I'm going to be painting the nail with my desired color. I'm going in with this pretty red. It's kind of like a big apple red, kind of like that state board red, as I like to call it, that red that you're going to be using during your state board exams. But this is the color that I'm going to be going in with today, especially because it's giving me that holiday feeling. When I pair this red with the white and the black that I'm going to be doing, it's really going to give those holiday vibes. Now, one thing I like to steer away from is naming specific holidays. So just because it's a specific holiday doesn't mean I'm going to name it that holiday. Now, when doing the sweater nail design, you want to paint your base color on first in whatever area that you're going to have that sweater nail design. I did cure this off of camera because I felt like it was no reason to sit here and watch the model hand in the light. Like, there was no reason for that. Anywho, now I'm going to be drawing a series of parallel lines, vertical parallel lines that are not going to touch. I'm going to draw a small line, maybe about a centimeter, maybe a little bit less than a centimeter. And then I'm going to pick my brush up. I'm going to put it back down and continue that line. Pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, all the way from the cuticle to the free edge, or however far you want your sweater design to extend. It's a little difficult to see it with the color choice that I went for, this red on red, especially with the gel polish that I used having that shine already kind of in the polish. But as we get to the end, you'll kind of see it a little better. And I'll also kind of drop like a little drawn demonstration for you guys on the video as well, so you can kind of see exactly what it is that I'm talking about when I'm talking about these parallel lines and then how we're going to connect the lines. Okay, so if you were unsure about what I'm talking about when I say draw your parallel lines, look at this picture. This picture describes exactly what the nail is about to look like, and I'm about to drop some more pictures so you can see the next steps on how I connected the lines and how I drew the 2 long vertical lines on the side to get the final sweater design that I wanted. And so now I'm going to connect the parallel lines. I'm going to connect the one on the left to the bottom one on the right with a straight line. And I'll connect that, I'll show you that picture as well. And then I'm going to do the long vertical lines on the side so that you can see the long vertical lines. And I'm going to do this process twice. So I'm going to draw the sweater design, excuse me, y'all. I'm going to draw the sweater design. I'm going to draw the vertical lines on the side, and I'm going to sprinkle my acrylic on top, and I'm going to cure it, and I'm going to do this process twice or until I've achieved the design that I am hoping to get. And so this is how you're going to do the sweater nails, and I'll drop the picture of the design that I am working on as well, so that you can kind of see exactly where your lines should be going before you sprinkle your acrylic on top. Like I said, y'all, I'm going to be doing this design twice. And if you look at the picture that I've included, this is a picture of the design that you're going to have on the nail before you sprinkle the acrylic on top of the wet gel polish. Remember, after you draw your design, don't cure it. Don't cure it, or your acrylic is not going to have anything to stick to, and you're not going to get that sweater effect. So don't cure it yet. Just draw your lines exactly how I have them pictured on the picture below. And then once we're done drawing our lines, we're going to go in and we're going to sprinkle that acrylic on top to create that 2-layer sweater effect that we're looking for. Now that I've drawn my desired design, I'm going to go in and sprinkle my acrylic powder right on top of that wet gel polish. Do not cure it, or like I said, you're not going to have anything for your acrylic to stick to really make that design pop. As I'm applying that powder, you can see the design starting to push through, but I'm going to do it a second time because I want it to really be a vibrant sweater nail. One thing I did learn that this was probably a poor color choice, and you can also probably put a matte top coat on top of that base color before you go in with your sweater design, just to make it pop a little bit more. You can kind of see it here, but like I said, I'm going to go in with another layer of gel polish and acrylic because I noticed that it was a little patchy, and I don't like patchy nail art. I like for it to be nice and smooth and thick from the beginning to the end. So I'm just going to repeat the exact same process that we just did. So I'll take my red polish, I'm going to draw over those lines that we've already created, and then I'm going to go in and sprinkle that acrylic on top to create that sweater nail effect. Damn, Peasy, that's fly. So I've done it a second time. I've got that acrylic on there. It's cured and you can see the sweater nail design now. I'm just taking some alcohol on my paper towel and I'm going to swipe the nail to remove any of that remainder acrylic or any polish that didn't cure properly to reveal the sweater nail design that I have. And it looks great. I really liked it. I'll probably do a full set just like the sweater nail because it came out so cute. I want to try it in different colors. Anyway, y'all, let's move on. Now I'm moving on to the peppermint nail. Remember, like I said, y'all, this is a part of our Instagram holiday season of giving gift giveaway. So stay tuned all the way to that thumbnail so we can reveal what that final nail design is going to be so that you can get that answer and enter it on our giveaway to have a chance to win. Now let's go in with our peppermint design. Peppermint design is super easy. You're just going to draw one big vertical S. And then in the center of that vertical S, you're going to go in with the smaller horizontal S. You're just creating the lines that you see on a peppermint. And if you notice that the lines on the peppermint, some are thicker than others and some are thinner than others, but not at the center, at the other end. So what I'm going to show you is once I finish drawing this horizontal S in the center, I'm going to make my lines on the nails more thick at the end of the line, not at the center where you see the center of the peppermint, but at the end of the peppermint. We're going to make that part more thick. Once I've made that part more thick, I'm also going to go in and add a series of thinner, smaller lines in between the thicker lines. If you don't know what the lines on a peppermint look like, I strongly recommend pulling up Google and looking at an actual picture of it. A lot of times when you're doing nail art off the dome, once you get done, you're looking at it and you're like, wait a minute, this don't look nothing like what I was going for. Just pull up a picture. Pull up a picture, save yourself, save your client the time, and just keep going from there. As you can see, I am making those lines thicker at the edge of the line, not at the center of the line, but at the edge of the line for this peppermint design. And then once you've achieved that desired thickness, start at the center again. And you're going to draw a curved line that's going to stretch all the way out to the edge of the nail. Take it all the way out. You want that line to curve in the exact same direction of your original S that you draw. You don't want that smaller line to curve in a different direction because it's no longer going to look like a peppermint. It's going to look like a pretty cool design, but it won't look like a peppermint. So make sure you're paying attention to what curve or which way the curve should be going. Like I said, if you tend to mess up or if you forget things, just pull up a picture of a peppermint so that you can always reference a picture of a peppermint so that it doesn't get confusing when you start to draw the smaller lines in between, to make sure that they're all going in that kind of circular direction. There's really no wrong way to draw a piece of candy. It's a piece of candy. It just needs to look fun. It needs to look good. And if you're drawing your lines, you want to do nice, clean line work. But there's really no wrong or right way to draw a peppermint. As long as you have like the same colors, you know, whether it's a peppermint or a candy cane, like they all look the same. But either way, these are small things that you can do that you can increase your profits. You can increase your profits $10 to $15 when you're working with nail art, and that's just 2 accent nails. Imagine if you were doing a whole hand, how much more you could increase your profits. So please don't limit yourself to just basic nails and basic French tips and just basic things. Feel free to tap into your artistic side and get your clients excited about nail art, because baby, that's going to get them paying. If you see like small gel sets that are usually no longer than maybe an inch, maybe even shorter, and they are paying like $120 for these small short gel sets, you're like, why? Because the nail art can really turn a $35 set into a $100 set. So definitely tap into that nail art. And so we've got this peppermint design all nice and pretty, and I've got the sweater nail design right next to it, and now I'm going to go in with the third design. The third design is this super cute idea that I've had of a snowman. So I'm going to show you guys how I drew this snowman. First, of course, I'm going in with my base color. My girl here, my model, she is loving her nails already. She is super excited. We've got the first two done, and she is jumping for joy in her chair, excited to see what the next 3 fingers are going to bring. And she also is aware that we are doing a giveaway on her nails, and she knows that once we get to that thumbnail and we disclose what that 5th nail art design is going to be, she's going to tell all her friends to go run to our Instagram page so she can comment on the giveaway. Now let's start our snowman. So I'm going in with kind of like a rectangular shape here, and I'm going to fill that in, and I'm going to round the sides as well, because I wanted to create the illusion of kind of like a half snowman, or like half his body is on the nail and the other half is not on the nail. It's kind of like hanging off. So that's why it's not going to be like a perfect circle that I'm going to do, but you can totally do a perfect circle. Like, it's totally okay. You can do whatever design that you like to do for the body of your snowman. It's a snowman. It's 3 dots. The dot at the head is the smallest, the body is semi-medium, and his third body circle is the biggest. The third snowball is the biggest. He's got a hat, he's got button eyes and a button smile and button going all down his belly, which are more black dots, and he's got this carrot nose. And you want to add, little cute things like maybe his arms or a couple lines and his scarf, add a little accessories like that. But that's pretty much the basics of a snowman. Pull up a picture off of Google. Like, it's totally not that hard. We are doing a circle on top of a circle, and we're going to fill it in. Then we're going to take our liner brush and we're going to paint a triangle. And at the base of the triangle, instead of it being a straight line, it'll be a C. It'll be a curved line to show that the carrot is kind of like poking into his face, right? That sounds so gore. Anyway, let's move on. Now you can see I'm painting the nose here. Like I said, one side is a C, a half circle, or even a dot, and then you're going to draw a triangle. Or you can draw a thin line and turn it into a thicker line at the base. Either way, whichever one, it's still going to imitate a carrot nose. Once you've got that carrot nose done, we can go in with our dotting tool and we can create the eyes, the smile, and the body. I do recommend curing in between layers, because you don't want the gel polish to smudge and become runny and run all into each other. You don't want the eyes to mix with the nose, and then the nose to mix with the mouth, and then he looks like a killer scary snowman. We don't want that. We want him to look normal, and we want the kids to be excited about seeing the snowman. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cure each layer of gel polish in between. And you don't have to cure for the full 90 seconds either. You can flash cure it for like 10. I like to flash cure it for like 30 seconds just to ensure that it's going to hold in its place. But you can honestly flash cure 10, 15 seconds, honestly. Because if you cure it for the whole minute in between each level, y'all, that client is going to be like, God, Lord, I'm tired of being here. So flash cure it and move on. Now let's take our dotting tool and make some dots. We're going to make 2 dots for his eyes. Put his eyes wherever you like. And then we are also going to make the dotting tools next for his belly, and we're going to do his scarf. First, I'm going to do his scarf. The scarf I did with the same red polish that I did with the base. Of course, you can choose any colors that you want. Make your snowman cool. Make him cute. Make him a baddie or a bad mon. A bad mon, snowman. Whatever your heart's desire, whatever your client's paying for, you make it. It's okay. But anywho, we're going to go in with this scarf, and then I'm going to do his buttons. Now the scarf, That's kind of like two rectangles. Okay, so imagine two rectangles parallel standing up next to each other. And one corner of one rectangle is touching the other corner of the other rectangle. That's going to imitate when we draw our scarf and we've got the little pieces of the scarf dangling down. That's what that's going to imitate. And then we're going to take that red and take it all the way across the snowman's head. And that's going to be our red scarf. I do outline it in black just because I chose the same base color as the scarf. So towards the end of the scarf, it kind of looks the same. However, the scarf looks great. I really like it. It looks amazing. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You just do it. And as long as your client is acceptable with it, as long as your client likes it, you're good to go. Now let's do our snowman's body. We're going to give him some super cute buttons to make his body. And then next I'm going to go in, I'm going to outline my scarf, and I'm going to go in and draw this cute little hat on him as well. Now I just outlined my scarf in black. Sometimes when you're outlining your black, if you're doing like your lines too thick or whatever might be the case, it may not look like an exact outline, but that's okay. I'll show you how to take your red polish and kind of fill it in. So now I'm just using really gentle brush strokes just to go around the edge of the scarf, just so I can make it more detailed. And then once I cure this black polish, I'm going to go back over the scarf and draw in more red. I'm going to fill that in more. Because sometimes what happens, well, for me at least, when I'm using too much pressure, when I'm doing my outline, the black lines, they come out too thick. So I just go in with that color that I was using before I did the outline so that it will kind of fill in so that it's not as thick. So if you just kind of pay attention to what I'm doing, you'll kind of see what I'm saying when I say I'm going to outline it in black, but once I cure it, I'm going to go back and fill it in with red for his scarf. And then for his hat, it's going to be a small rectangle that's going to make the base of the hat, and then it's going to be a kind of square on top of the rectangle that's going to create kind of the hat kind of sitting up. So as you see right now, I'm just making like a small rectangle, or you can just draw a small line and make it thicker and thicker as you go, but you don't want it to look like a square, because when you draw the top of the hat, that's kind of going to be the square there. And I also added like a little red line on top of the hat, in the middle of the hat as well, just kind of add a little decoration to that, because you can make your nail art however you want, put your own spin on it, as long as your customer likes it, and as long as you and your customer have an understanding about where you were going with their art and everybody's satisfied, you're good to go. So definitely always add your own spin on it. Make his scarf like a glitter scarf, or give him like heart eyes or heart body buttons, or make him like a hat that kind of has like the little puffball snowball on top, like give him different hats, or whatever you like, but definitely always add your own spin on it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about when I say I'm going to take my red polish and I'm going to go back and I'm going to fill in the scarf a little bit more. That's going to make my outline of the scarf a little bit more crisp, and you'll be able to tell more that it's a red scarf and not like a black and red scarf. It has that nice black outline, but I just really want to focus on it being a nice red scarf around the snowman. And I'm also going to add a little red gel polish for his hat as well, so that his scarf and his hat are matching. Now right here, I just took my dotting tool and gave him a mouth to match his eyes and his buttons. So I just used my dotting tool to create a smiley face out of dots. Really easy process. And like I tell you guys, if you break your nail art down into small, simple steps, it gets really easy. Now the top of my nail space above my snowman is still blank, so I do have that space so that I can still go in and add some things. You can add a few different things here. You can add some dots, kind of pretend like there's snow falling, or little polka dots in the background. I'm going to turn these dots into kind of little twinkles or little sparkles that you might see when you're looking up into the sky. So I've made these dots here, and just in the center, I'm just going to drag that paint out starting in the center, and it's going to create like these little kind of sparkles here. And you can kind of freestyle it how you want. You can add like a little sparkle, or you can just keep it the dots that we had. The dots were super cool. You can have it a mixture of sparkles and dots, or maybe one sparkle at the top and then dots at the bottom. Like, you can really make it however you want. I was shooting for all the sparkles, and then I didn't like it. So I just took my cleanup brush, dipped it in some alcohol, and I just swiped clean the areas that I didn't want the sparkles to be in, and I started over. Don't use acetone, because acetone is going to remove that base layer of product. So don't use acetone, just use a little alcohol, swipe it clean. It's like an eraser. That alcohol is also not going to remove that polish that's cured already as well in your snowman, so that's super good. Just use your alcohol, swipe it clean, and go back in and get it how you like it, so that you are satisfied as well as your client. And so here's my snowman with the sparkles. I think it came out super, super cute. Now I'm going to add some dots around the sparkles. I thought the mixture between the dots and the twinkles was a really good thing to kind of throw in there. So that's what I'm going to do, a mixture of the sparkles and the dots. But like I said, you can do the sparkles, the dots, both, neither. It's totally up to you. Or you can do something else. Maybe add another snowman. It's totally up to you. You have free range, free control to fill that canvas up with whatever you want. All right, so now let's move on to the fourth nail. I know you guys are wondering, what is that fifth nail that we're going to be doing? I'm not telling you guys yet. So just hang back, hang tight, and we'll get there. Now, on this fourth nail, we are going to do a snowflake design. This design, it's really easy. You can do it with your dotting tool. It's a lot of different ways that people do snowflakes, but overall, as long as it looks like a snowflake to you and your client, you're good to go. So what I'm doing now is I'm just painting the nail my base red that I had been using throughout the entire nail set. We are ready to go. She is all cured and dry. Now let's get our dotting tool and go in with some dots. My first center dot is going to be the biggest dot of them all. That's going to kind of pinpoint the center of the snowflake. Then I'm going to draw two kind of smaller dots at the bottom, two smaller dots at the top, two smaller dots on the left, and two smaller dots on the side. It's just that simple. And once we're done with all our dots, we're going to connect the dots to make that really simple snowflake. Now I'm also adding a dot in between, just one, and here I am. I'm going to connect the dots starting at the center and dragging that paint down. You want to kind of use light pressure. That's one thing that I definitely noticed when doing this. I did have to just pause it and redo it a few times because I noticed that you definitely want to use little light pressure. You don't want to use a lot of pressure. You don't want to use a lot of paint, or your snowflake is going to come out super thick and it's going to look more like a rim to a car tire but less like a snowflake. So you definitely want to be gentle when you're drawing your lines outward from the center, but it's just that simple. You make your dots, you start in the center, and you just draw those lines out, making the lines nice and pointed. And you can make the dots thicker once you've got the idea of how you want your snowflake to be. If you want, like, it's totally up to you, but this is kind of the basics of drawing a snowflake. And now, like I said before, you have all that space on the nail, so use it, fill it up. Don't just leave that nail art at the free edge. If you have space in the cuticle where you can do more nail art, feel free to use it. So I'm going to be going again in with my dots, same technique, starting in the center with that center dot. Then I'm doing 2 dots above, 2 dots below, 2 dots on the left, 2 dots on the right. And then I'm going to take 1 dot and put it in between each of the dot lines that I've already created. Then I'm going to take my brush. I did dip it in the gel polish just to get it wet just a little bit because I didn't want to run out of paint as I'm drawing my lines. But like I said, you want to be very careful because you don't want to use too much pressure or too much polish to cause those lines to come out super thick. But I was satisfied with how this came out. And at the end of the day, as long as you're satisfied, your client's satisfied, it looks like a snowflake, honey, you are good to go. But like I said, definitely use light pressure on making those lines because you want it to look like a snowflake. You want to actually still be able to see the dots. You don't want the lines so thick that you don't see the dots, because if you pull up a picture of the snowflakes have really interesting designs on the center of the snowflake. You know, it's not just thick lines, so you kind of want to leave those dots there to kind of imitate the designs that snowflakes really do have. And so you're going to continue on with the same technique, starting from the center, dragging that line out and making that same line effect, kind of like the same lines that you would see on a snowflake. Then once we're done, I'm going to add like some little dots in between the snowflakes just to kind of fill that nail up, because when you have that full canvas like that, you just want to fill that nail up. Now you can leave it simple like this, absolutely, but because I'm extra and over the top, I'm going to fill it in with a little dot there because it's like things that you didn't know you needed that came out great. So I love the little dots that I added in between the snowflakes, and I strongly encourage you guys to go out on the limb and try different things too. You can always cure your snowflakes and swipe it with your alcohol, but hey, try something different, and I think these came out super nice. Now, if you are here for the giveaway, the key phrase that you are going to comment on the Instagram page is going to be sugaring glitter. Sugaring glitter is going to be the nail effect that we're going to do on this 5th nail. It's also going to be the key phrase that could potentially win you a free self-care kit from Queen Essence Empire. Sugaring glitter is a technique that we use to create a super pretty effect using raw glitter on the nail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint on this gel polish really thick. It's a top coat, so I'm going to paint it on super thick, and then I'm going to sprinkle my raw glitter over the nail in I'm kind of sugaring effect, as if you're putting powdered sugar on top of a cake or something of that nature. I'm going to sprinkle that fine glitter on top of the nail, then I'm going to cure that glitter onto the nail, and it's going to create a really pretty nail. Now, when you're doing this technique, that sugaring glitter, if you didn't hear it before, you heard it again. That's the key phrase that you're going to comment. When you're doing this technique on a real client, you don't want to sprinkle the glitter on the nail over a container that's going to go back into your original glitter container, because that's going to be cross-contamination. You want to pull some glitter out of the original container and then use a separate container to catch that excess glitter and reuse it on your client as many times as you need to. Top coat, more glitter, repeat the process as much as you need to get that effect that you want. When you're doing it on a real person, all that excess glitter needs to go in the trash because you don't want to cause any cross-contamination. And that is it right here. This is the sugaring glitter effect. We're going to cure it. We are going to come back and we are going to kind of tap that nail a little bit to allow that excess powder to go off. I'm going to dump this right back in the original container because this was my practice hand and there was no cross-contamination going on here. So I'm going to use this glitter again. But that is the key phrase that you're going to comment on our Instagram page to attempt to win the giveaway. And so once again, I'm going to repeat the phrase. It is sugar and glitter. And the giveaway, like I said, it'll probably be over around December the 10th or sometime around that weekend, but I will post more details on our Instagram. Once the glitter and the gel polish is cured, you can wipe away any excess glitter and you can leave it as it is, or you can top coat it. It's totally up to you. But I definitely think each and every one of these 5 holiday nail art designs came out super, super great. And you can add these nail art designs to your skill set list to, like I said, increase that creativity, increase your clients' creativity and their overall satisfaction. And you're also looking at putting your nails in a higher profit margin. You're also looking at a bigger tip window for more profits as well. So definitely consider practicing your nail art and adding those different techniques to your skill set to be able to offer those to your clients, because it's going to make your clients happy, and happier clients mean a happier you and a happier bank account. Now that I'm all done with all 5 designs, I'm going to be going in with my super thick top coat, and I'm going to cure one last time to ensure that I've got that super glossy final effect for the nail art. So we got 5 beautiful nail art designs here. I've got the sweater nail design on our pinky. We have the peppermint nail on our ring finger, cute little snowman on our middle finger, snowflakes on our index finger, and we have that sugaring glitter on our thumb. Don't forget, sugaring glitter is the magical phrase that you can comment on our Instagram page on that giveaway post to try to win your free self-care kit from Queen Essence Empire. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment your favorite nail design. Don't forget, you can tag us at Queen Essence Empire on Instagram. Tag us in your nail art so we can see what design you added to your skill set. We would love to see it and share in the nail community as well. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can learn everything nails and you can learn the ins and out of our beauty empire. This is Aaliyah with Queen Essence Empire, and I will see you guys next time.